Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
What's up?
Daft Punk's back in full effect. How was your weekend?
Well, it was great. We got some Daft Punk's fan art that I just posted up today. You know, the fan art. You got to love the fan art.
I don't even know that I watched that. I looked at that yet.
Yeah, it's our fans. You know, they can't help but do us dirty, and then we just got to post it up.
We did get an awesome new art piece, though. DJ Coley Cole has our new outro piece, so make sure you tune in for that or watch that on social media. Give it a like.
Yeah,
all new videos for it.
We got to remember to clip it into the end of this one because we forgot the last two. And you know, sometimes it happens. That's what happens when you got supply chain issues and you know things like that. You forget to edit in the new pieces. Supply chain issues are really messing up everything.
To be fair, we didn't actually have the video done yet. The video is actually done, so I feel like that's on par. So
you know, I've been slacking. We have a lot of new messages on the YOLO line too that I don't have available to play today, but I promise the next episode I'll have them available. So if you guys still want to call in and use that YOLO line and drop us something, we'll be airing them all on the next episode. It's 562-246 YOLO. So make sure you call it in, ask us any questions, any drunk dials, any rants of why you hate us are cool too. We'll play them. We like people with some hate in their heart. It just fuels us, you know. So also, we haven't asked in a while, but make sure you are rating and reviewing the podcast on Apple Podcast. It really helps grow the show on that platform. If you're in the market for a photo booth, make sure you check out the affiliate link below down in the description. Won't help you out, but it does help out the show. If you are in the market for a photo booth, make sure you check that out. Also, if you haven't got on direct music service yet, use the promo code Drew and Fuse Show. It'll get you 30% off your first month of activation. Also, Club Cannon. Go over to Club Cannon, buy a Club Cannon, tell him Drew and Fuse sent you. He'll be excited about that. He always loves hearing that we sent you. He loves Daft Punk's, you know. Yeah, that's all I got right now. I had a busy weekend. I know you had a busy travel weekend too. And
my weekend was definitely hectic, but it was awesome. I did a wedding at the Wedding Crashers house where they filmed Wedding Crashers was where my wedding was held. And the groom's parents own the house now, which is crazy. So it's in outside of Easton, Maryland. It wasn't originally that. They just rented it out for that, but so cool, man. I've already rewatched it and it was definitely all the different areas of this lot. It's probably like 10 acres. I don't know, but I could see all the different areas and say, oh, they filmed this part here. They filmed this part here. So it's pretty dope, man. Crazy shit you run into with these travel events.
Yeah. And some of the videos you showed me, it looked super, super money. I couldn't even believe that. One, you know, that's amazing that you get to play those parties, but two, people want to spend that kind of money on weddings still knowing that the divorce rate is like over 50%. You know, so it's wild. Is wild to me.
You gotta have now. Maybe it's a good thing because now we're gonna have multiple wedding celebrations for. So this wedding had a welcome party. It had the full reception and then a 4-hour after party. I mean, it was all in. They were all in, and they partied the whole time. It was fun.
Yeah, but after you got done DJing, was there like a fight in the street where a guy pulled his wiener out? Because I bet there wasn't, because that happened to me on Sunday. I mean, I wasn't really there to see it, but I did see it in the news, and it's like, oh yeah, there's the bar that I was playing at, and just a couple bars like down, there's a guy out front in the street trying to fight somebody, dukes up and all. Then he just fucking pulls his pants down. Have you ever been that vexed at somebody where like you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fight you, but then before I fight you, I'm gonna pull my wiener out.
Let's make this real weird. Let's just make it a skin on skin fight.
Yeah, so if you Google Cincinnati, Ohio, banks and probably arrest, it'll probably pop right up and you can see what I'm talking about. Or you could just message me and I'll send you a good link of Crazy Man. So anyway, not to babble too much about naked man gigs, crash your houses. We do have a really cool guest for you guys today. He is from New Jersey. You've probably seen him on social media if you're not living under a rock and, you're on the cool kid TikTok because he has over 200,000 followers on TikTok. And not only that, he's been making a lot of edits and remixes, which have been blowing up a lot lately too. They've been getting support from Diplo, Loud Luxury, Mads, and a lot more other artists have been supporting him as well. He's been DJing up and down the East Coast as well. Big venues like the big night entertainment venues like Shrine, and then also Trio in Charleston. And I've seen him do Harris Pool as well. So with that being said, please help us welcome Angelo the Kid. Hey.
What's good, guys? How we doing?
Good.
What's
How you doing?
dude?
Good. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, we're stoked, man. You've been crushing it lately, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Definitely, of
Totally.
course. Big fans of this show too. Obviously, I said I saw the last show. Huge fan of Cheyenne Giles, and I was like, that was cool that you guys got him on too. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's killing it right now too. I mean, all you guys are putting in the work, and just I love the production just getting better and better and better, and everyone's making each other better. I like it.
definitely.
Cool. So yeah, we appreciate you coming on and chatting with us today. We are going to get started with some of these rapid fires, which I'm sure you know they aren't always so rapid fire, but we've changed them a little bit, and we're still working on them. So I'm going to play this segment video here real quick, then we'll get started with some questions.
Hey, this is the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Drew and Fuse, let's talk questions. In fact, let's do some rapid fire. Now, I know these rapid fires aren't always so rapid fire, and that is okay by me. I got nothing but time. Now, let's look at the man in the mirror and get started.
King of pop.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Doing it big for us. We had to specially call that one in to get the king of pop here. So,
I love it.
He looks pretty good. You gotta give him that, dude.
He fooled me. I'm not gonna lie. He fooled
pretty
me.
good. You mean pretty bad. It's pretty good.
Is that would you, I mean, real quick, would you ever want to actually look like the king of pop? I know you might make some money off being a celebrity impersonator, but would you want to have that as your lifestyle?
There's I've seen stuff on TikTok where it's like they dress him up almost to look very scary, like it's like an over exaggerated Michael Jackson, and he just pops out of the corner, and it always scares me all the time.
He, that guy's probably down in the Dominican right now performing for tons of people at a resort somewhere.
Coco
Which cool.
Bongo
I'm
or
not.
something.
Yeah. I'm not knocking the hustle, but I just don't know if I'd want to live my whole life trying to be just like somebody else.
Yeah. There's way too many Elvis impersonators, I'll tell you that.
A lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
Well, Elvis impersonators, at least maybe the good-looking ones, might actually get some ladies off of it. But this fake Michael, I don't know. I don't know how many girls are after that one.
You're telling me you wouldn't want a piece of fake Michael?
The next best thing.
Yeah, if you can't get the real, which you can't, it's over.
Oh,
He's gone.
No, hard pass.
All right. So our first rapid fire question is, are you on Serato or Record Box?
So for right now, I'm actually on both. I've been trying to make the transition over to Record Box and do sticks fully. It's just, there's a lot of venues, especially, starting to travel a little bit more, is I'm not fully comfortable going on sticks and doing it. It just, it's a big leap. And like with laptop, like playing Serato, it's just a little bit, you know, I'm just in my comfort zone. I know it's going to be a good show, you know, no matter what. I got all my music in my library. So not fully yet, but yeah, I overall record box, I love playing in it.
You know, I've had Serato since, you know, pretty much the beginning, and I've tried Rekordbox. I have nothing against it. I guess if I know they have programs that will kind of transition all the stuff between it. It's just whenever I play a show, and maybe this is why you haven't jumped either, is I have no fucking idea what I'm going to play. So if I prepped it out, it might be good because I
Yeah.
actually put some thought into it. But at the same time, I feel like I would freak out more because I would have just pigeonholed myself into something.
Exactly. And a lot of people are used to, you know, like a lot of, you know, artists or DJs, like they'll literally just put one folder and they'll go down the line, which is fine, you know, no problem. But like, I don't know, like I'll be like, I'll go 2 songs in and I'm like, no, I got to get out of this. I got to go to another crate, you know? So I'm also like not big on, I'm big on like searching. I like always search everything. Like I'm not really big in like crates sometimes. So it would have to be like either the 3000s or like the newest 2000s if I was going to play stick open format.
So I do know that with it doesn't have to be sticks, and I think that I was talking with another DJ recently.
Mhm.
They thought, oh, I have to have like a 2 terabyte or a you know, 100 gigabyte
Yeah.
stick. You could put a full hard drive on that thing. It could be like
Yeah.
4 terabytes. So if you were organized enough, technically it's like having your laptop. If because that 3000 is so dope, but
Yeah.
not everyone has it. Very little places have it, right?
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm actually trying to save up for it just so I can get better at it and better at it. But yeah, like I've seen people show up with a full hard drive and play on sticks, you know, with
Right.
on 3000. So it's pretty cool. I just haven't really made the full transition yet. I have to look into one of the softwares to do that for sure.
I think it's hard, you know, when you're not like not saying that you're not starting to or you're not at all, but like when you're not a big like hard ticket selling guy,
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's hard to really be like, you know what, we're doing what the fuck I want tonight, and
Yeah.
it's only on this stick and it's only what I brought. So, you know, it's really hard. Like we were just in Vegas earlier this year and we were watching Little John, and he literally got on the mic and was like, yo, I am only playing hip hop tonight. So if you're house, like fuck you, and like literally he played only hip hop that night, which we've seen him other nights where it's like he's played a lot of mixed, and
Yeah.
you know, he can fucking do that though, you know.
Yeah.
Like if I show up to the bar and I'm like, yo, I'm only playing hip hop tonight, fuck you, people are
Yeah.
like, fuck's this guy, you know, like
Yeah. Owner
But
definitely not be happy too, and like, you know.
But he is on Serato still. I still saw his laptop in that
yeah,
over
he's
there
still on
'cause
Serato. Yeah.
There's a few out there like him, Paulie D are still on Serato, a couple other people.
I think with this new update, we're going to see more. I don't know. I think the update's huge.
Yeah, the stems looks crazy. I just haven't gotten around to use it, but it looks insane.
I haven't used it yet either. I only have my one laptop. I have a couple other computers, but my only one DJ laptop, and it's like I don't put anything on the laptop that isn't not, you know, ready to go out. So I don't mess with the beta versions or anything like that. So, you know, hate to say it, but I consider myself a pro, and I'm not going to walk into a venue with, you know, the non-pro version and give it a
Exactly.
try.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, I
So.
feel that because like there's been so many times where your laptop crashes if you're update. Like I hate updating stuff because you don't know what's gonna happen. No one's ready for it yet, you know.
Totally. Do you have a favorite remixer or producer? And don't even think of that in the DJ world, like editor, like just in general. Like if do you
So
have?
I mean, right now, producer wise, I fell in love with like Fred again for sure. He's probably like the newest producer. My one friend's gonna kill me because I went to the concert without him and he wanted to go, but you know, it was insane. Like he's just insane right now. I think he's changing like music for right now, and we needed something like that in the electronic music world for sure.
I like
That's
that.
cool. Kevin Scott's daughter is gonna love that answer if she listens to this episode, because she told me when we were out there visiting him that her favorite artist right now was Fred again.
Awesome. He's awesome. And then wanted to also say Wookie. Wookie's another producer I'm loving right now with all his like his Patreon Bandcamp stuff.
Oh, I
think
didn't know he had that. I'll have to go check that out then.
unreal.
Yeah.
Like you'll find the weirdest stuff on there, like the most random remixes. It's amazing. So
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm making notes. I learned from this show. This is why I like this kind of things, because we
I
get
love
to
it.
we get to learn. So this is dope.
One thing we like to ask is, do you have a crazy story from the DJ booth? Like, just a crazy, wild story, or maybe it's a night went wrong, maybe it's a night that went awesome. There could be a couple. We're here for it.
Oh, all right. So this is actually was at Trio Charleston. I think this like I've never really had a celebrity like come to my gig or anything, but this is like a very only real ones who understand. But a Bella Danger, who's she's an actress. She was she was
Yeah.
literally like they're like, yeah, a Bella Danger's coming to your gig tonight at Trio, and I was like, what the hell? Like, there's no way. Like, it was like that's so crazy. And my girlfriend was there with me. She's like, who's a Bella Danger? Who is that? But I
You're
think
like,
that
hell
was
no.
yeah.
Do I have to
Yeah.
just explain how I know who she is?
It was so funny though, but I mean, that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild
Did
for
she
me. I
come
never
up
had
to the
like,
booth?
she just said, yeah, she came up, she said, awesome job. She wanted like all hip hop, so I was just ripping a hip hop set for her, and her whole crew was loving it. So I thought that was a pretty awesome time for me. I mean, just like I never had a celebrity, show up really to anything, and like for that to be the first one was pretty funny to me, honestly.
That's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, I don't really like I don't have anything crazy besides that that I can think
Actually,
of.
I mean, I'm not sure who that is. I'm sorry. This is awkward.
But she's like been blowing up. She's been like on Barstool a ton lately and like
Yeah.
some of the other podcasts. She's like almost like becoming like a pop culture like just person, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like yeah, definitely Barstool's picking her up. Barstool's picking up all those people. It's so funny. Um,
Yeah. It's like they're just continuing the idea of what can we do that's more crazy and more crazy and more crazy to get like rates or ratings and reviews on stuff. So you know
oh my
what? We're
God.
just
Yeah.
gonna start getting all these girls on here and
Yeah.
that's how it's gonna go. So another thing is we wanted to ask is, we mentioned earlier when we were doing a little intro that you've been blowing up on social media a little bit. You've got over 200,000 followers on TikTok. What's kind of your inspiration for that?
Yeah, for sure. So, when I first blew up, it was during COVID. So it was pretty much all I was got a lot of inspiration from. Obviously, have you seen DJ Precise? He does all the hip
Oh
hop
yeah,
rankings.
I just played with
So
him played with him a couple weeks back.
dope. Yeah, he's dope. He's been crushing it too. So I pretty much when I first started blowing up, I was wanted to target New Jersey during COVID, and we also have like there's like two halves of Jersey. There's like North Jersey, and then there's like South Jersey, which is all like down the shore. Belmar DJs is another spot. Like everyone just goes crazy for those spots. So I did like a top 8 down the shore songs, and it was like Pump It Up, Endor, Rattle, Booyah, all the big EDM hits, and it just exploded when I first did it. And after that, I just lined up for like 3 weeks straight. I made a TikTok for each day and just stayed consistent with it. And then I think through those 3 weeks, I gained from, let's just say 200 followers to probably about 80,000 to 100,000. And then now I
So
do a lot more newer music. So
so at the beginning, it was just live at your shows when you first kind of got it going.
no, it was like I was in my basement, like just doing
Oh,
EDM
okay.
rankings. Yeah, so I was just doing rankings, in my basement, and it was just blowing up. I was like, what the hell? Like, how is this happening? And then I just kept following up with it, and I slowly started doing like, oh, top 8 Fisher, top 8 Tiesto, top 8, different artists, and then now I do a lot more new music. So I try and keep up with it. Every Friday I'll try and post a new let's just say like New Music Friday. So I'll post like the top 8 songs of that week that just came out for EDM or tech house or anything. So that's pretty much how I do TikTok, and then I'll use it as a way to grow other pages as well.
I'm curious with that because I try and go on Spotify to find those. Where are you finding these like the new picks, or are you going on like Beatport or Spotify, or what's your angle for? Are you including mashups or bootlegs that people can't find?
Yeah, so I usually keep it to Spotify, just because I also have a Spotify playlist that I've grown throughout the years as well, for that stuff. Um, and every Friday, New Music Friday comes out on Spotify for dance music, and you can find a ton of stuff on there. There's a lot of different music. There's like drum and bass and all that, but I usually keep it to like like pop, slap house stuff, and tech house for my rankings. And then also I'll take from record pools. So like whatever music I see on record pools, I'll search it on Spotify, check it out, and then I'll save that as well.
I love it because Cheyenne on the last episode he was talking about how he wishes some of his bootlegs would be able to trend on Spotify, and just because everyone goes there, and even at some of my events they'll just be like, "Oh, can I find you on Spotify?" And I always have to say, "No, Spotify sucks. They hate fun."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
So I wish I could, right? But no one likes Mixcloud. Mixcloud fucking sucks. So
Mhm.
I like the approach that you're doing it. It is kind of that new way of that new discovery that if people like you, they could find that. So it's
Yep.
genius.
Yep.
Really smart.
SoundCloud's been amazing too right now too. Like just the growth for remixes and the mixes and stuff. It's amazing, especially with Hyped It. Like Hyped It is crushing right now. I feel like for remixes, like everyone's going for the remixes Hyped It. So
You don't
I'm a
feel
huge
like
fan of SoundCloud.
you don't feel like they're taking stuff down? Because we recently started posting some stuff on SoundCloud, and like the first couple times I posted it, they took it down. But then I just did the old add 60 seconds of space at the beginning, and
Yeah.
that got left up.
So I actually just saw one of my good buddies, his SoundCloud got deleted. So I'm like debating on making a second SoundCloud just for my stuff. But I also have like a burner account where I'll upload it and then see if it gets through. And if it gets through, then I'll upload it to mine. So
That's a good
The
idea.
burner account is so good, dude.
Yeah.
How do we miss that? That's I feel like I feel like I used to do that with mixes back when I would do a mix for Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, way back in the days. And now, fuck, we need a burner account, dude. Genius.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a great
So
idea.
Great
and
idea.
if you upload it private, it'll still recognize it. Like it'll still take it down if you upload it private if it's like doesn't go through. So you don't have to like post it, which is really cool.
So if you're uploading it as private too, it doesn't count against your account. Like if
No,
it gets taken down.
so like if it'll recognize it, so like you won't have to make it public if that makes sense in
Oh,
order
I see
for
what you're
it to
saying now. Yeah,
yeah. So
But it doesn't give you the strike, is what Fuse is saying.
yeah. That's what I was wondering. If because you
I'm
never
not
put it
sure.
public. Yeah, I wonder. Like, let's say you got your burner account that nothing ever goes public on. Like, I wonder, like, if they give you a little more leeway because nothing ever was actually posted public. Dude, we
Yeah.
need to get fucking somebody from SoundCloud on here to like really talk with us and like be like, yo, here's the thing. Because for a while there, SoundCloud was, I still go on SoundCloud sometimes now, and I feel like more recently it has been better for like digging for remixes. But like in the 2010s, like to 2013, I would say even it was amazing, and then it was
Yeah.
like, boom, the bottom fell out of it.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to. I mean, you look at the TikTok where they allow everything, right? And I feel that all the record labels are going, "Oh wait, maybe we are assholes, and this is a good thing," you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. It did it with mixes. I mean, mixes they were flagging mixes, and now they're not flagging any mixes at all. So maybe they'll do it with remixes.
what? They're not flagging any mixes on SoundCloud right now.
None. Mixes can go through. They're good with mixes. I know that. I know that for sure. I'm pretty positive. So, um,
I'll have to go back on there because Mixcloud sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
yeah,
It's just too like, the whole like you can't go backwards in a song. I get it. They've figured out a way to make the company legally work. I get it. But like in terms of like getting people to follow you and like do anything on there, let's be honest, it's mostly just DJs and DJs listening to other mixes. And it's like most of the time I don't really listen to a lot of DJ mixes unless it's somebody's like stuff that I really think is really good and I want to hear it, or it's like, you know, I'm looking for, I'm feeling not fresh and I want to go listen to somebody else play, and I'm looking for like new ways to bring stuff in, you know. That's kind of the only time that I listen to mixes anymore, at least at this point in my career. I've also been DJing for 15 plus years at this point, so I feel like I've heard all the mixes there is to hear.
No, I agree. I think with us it's a little bit different, but I think a lot of people, they use it, for pre-games, pre-games, or they're working out, like they love
Totally.
mixes. I think another thing that's big on part of my brand is the playpen mixes. So they're like they're inspired by Big Booty. So it's like it's an hour mix of just all my mashups. Like I'll line up every instrumental in Ableton, and then I'll just start putting acapellas over everything. Um, and like that goes through SoundCloud. I'm on number 5 coming out next month. Um, but yeah, like that's like that those never get flagged. I'm pretty sure mixes should be good on there.
Yeah, can you talk about that for a little bit? I think that's fascinating. I do get, my sister-in-law is a little bit younger, and she's always going on SoundCloud. That was kind of her era,
Mhm.
and so people are still okay with SoundCloud because it doesn't have the restrictions of Mixcloud. So, are you finding a lot of traction on that with your mixes, that people are able to at least go on there and they're getting a lot of plays? How does that work out for you?
Yeah, so I think mixes are huge for people, because people, are always, if you can try and put out a mix a month, I think that's massive. Because people are always looking for new music. Sometimes they don't want to listen to a playlist. They want to listen to a whole hour mix. Again, like while they're pre-gaming or they're working out. It's been a big thing for me, at least, and a lot of traction. I've had people, I'll play whatever, a small bar or a big show. People are showing up the playpen on their phone, to the DJ booth, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome! Like that's what I want to see. That's like the whole point of these mixes. But I think the more mixes you put out, the better.
And these are
Go ahead,
new.
my bad.
What I was going to ask is, these are following your TikTok trend where you're putting out new stuff, or do they vary where it's like new, old, themed?
So
How do you play that?
so so my like as far as the music within the mixes, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll do different themes. So like the first one was Rugrats theme, and then but
Yeah.
like it's like I did the first one and the second one were like Rugrats theme. The first one I started with like the Michael Jordan intro. It's like, because like that was big during COVID, and I did all these sound bites from COVID, like that were like Tiger King, all that stuff, and then
Wow, I love it.
a lot of the music in it is, I go back to big room EDM, and then I'll mash it up with new vocals, or I'll do like newer instrumentals and then older vocals. So it's a massive mix of all these different acapellas. And another part of that too, I'll usually release a mashup pack with that mix. So if DJs want to download the mix, or download the mashups, they'll download it with the mix.
We need to get on your mailing list.
Yeah,
I know it gets sent for something else, but I'd love to get some of those.
yeah, of
Um,
course.
I want to talk a little more music here in just a second, but I have one more rapid fire question for you before we get too far out,
Mhm.
where the rapid fire is over, which again, it's not so rapid fire, but it is. What is the best non-word curse word, one word insult?
Fake, I would say.
All right,
we've never had
Fake.
that.
we haven't had that one yet,
We
so
haven't
that
had
works
that.
perfect.
I like that.
Uh,
Why?
I
What?
like
What are some other ones that people say?
douchebag, jabroni, clown,
Oh,
um,
those are good,
corn
man.
nuts was Chris Cox's, which is just
Oh, we had
funny.
what's a crock, a giblet, one
A,
of the
a,
crock
gib, a
pins,
gibbet,
the crock
a
pins,
lint
the gibbet.
lint liquor was Saber's answer when we had him on. So we
Damn,
had some
those
good
are
ones.
good. Those are good.
Uh, all right, real quick, I'm gonna play this segment video because I want to talk some more music, and we haven't got to air this segment video yet, and now's the perfect time. So here we go.
Hey, Drew and Fuse! Kermit the Frog here. When I'm not dealing with my pain-in-the-ass wife, Miss Piggy, I like to talk and sing with my friends. What what's your top songs? A new personal favorite of mine is this. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. And they clean up nicely. Because usually they look like shit. Yay!
All right.
These are amazing. I love
I
it.
forgot we got that one done, by the way. It was so good.
It's so bad. It's so good.
How do you guys get these done? What's like, especially
Can't
that?
give away. Oh, we'll tell you, but I'm gonna edit it out. They're
That's
Fiverr and shit like that.
Oh
So-
yeah,
yeah, we just find people that can do the voices, and then we just
We did the
make videos. Yeah, we make the videos, and then we try to find music that like fits, like royalty free music that fits the vibe of what we're doing, and then we do it, like sync it all up or try our best.
It's awesome.
So we
I
kind of love
it.
the shittiness like within the video too. We think it's hilarious.
No, it's amazing. I love it.
So-
Fiverr's great.
They are
Yeah.
great. So talking some music, one of the things I really want to ask you is, so about 5 or 6 months ago, you came out with a remix of Black Eyed Peas' Pump It, right?
Yeah.
Did Tiesto steal your mix?
one of the ghostwriters maybe did. I don't know.
Because I mean, that mix has got a lot of listens on SoundCloud.
Yeah. So I have like this theory because like the timing is just it's like so perfect how it worked out, you know? I first like put the preview out on TikTok and it blew up. I think I got like 10K likes or something. And it was like, yo, drop this. I was like, damn, I got to drop this. So I ended up dropping it like 2 weeks after I put out that TikTok.
Wait, I gotta ask. So with the TikTok that you did, is it just a preview and you didn't actually finish the whole thing? And so you're like, fuck, I gotta actually like produce the rest of it, or
It was
just
all
curious.
done. It was all
It was
done.
all
I think I just had to like maybe tweak a couple things and get it mixed and mastered. But pretty much it was all done. But so it took me like a good week and a half to get that out. And then a week after I put it out, I saw on John Summit's story, he was just at Tiesto's show, like taking a selfie. I think it was maybe EDC or something. He was with Tiesto, and Tiesto's playing this Pump It edit. And I'm like, wait, is that my edit? Like, no fucking way. Like, I literally just put this out. And then like it dropped into something else, and I'm like, whose remix is this? Like, what is this? So I'm like searching everywhere, couldn't find it anywhere. And then like later as time goes by, I'm like, I find out it's Tiesto's. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I have no idea, but it just seems very like the timing seems very around that time,
I think you did. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
calling it. I think you did because Pump It was never an actual like big song by Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
It was
tried
the
to push
cornball
it.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to push it hard, but it just didn't ever do anything. I mean, and so for you to get that kind of traction, and then people are like, all of a sudden, oh, let's do Black Eyed Peas. That's pretty fucking convenient, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'd take it. I thought it was cool that if he did it, I thought it was awesome. No hate towards him at all. So that was part of
I'm
it.
not even saying that. I'm
Yeah.
more just saying like give the kid some credit.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I think it goes to show you though, like I personally think mine's better, but like, it goes to show you something at that level, like it can't make it on Spotify, like his can make it on Spotify, So I think that's
Right.
what I meant to kind of show overall. When I made that remix too, I made it like it was like 3 a.m. in Miami because like I heard someone else play an edit for Miami Music Week, and I'm like, I have an
Of that
idea
song?
in my head, yeah, of that song. So it was pretty funny.
It's funny because like I just remember like 2010, like that time when like I Got a Feeling and stuff was like coming out, and then Black Eyed Peas and that Pump It. Like I didn't play Pump It, Drew. I think you had like a quick edit of Pump It, maybe that like every once in a while I'd be like, let me play Pump It and see if anybody actually cares, and then nobody would care.
I might have played it because it was one of those things where I do a lot of private events. I also still do nightclubs. So I was getting tons of requests for it. And I think I made an edit to try and play it because I was always like, sometimes I think with the private event space, say a Black Eyed Peas, they don't want to. They like Black Eyed Peas, but they're sick of the same 3 songs, right?
Yeah.
So they want to hear something else, but it doesn't always translate. So sometimes I think they're like, "Oh, here's a song off the album that I liked."
Yeah.
One, and you're like, I don't know about that. So I think I did try and like pull it off, but just never worked. So
And
that's
now
cool.
it's weird because it's like now I've played been playing it, and it's almost like, excuse me, it's almost like it's cool. Like it's a cool song now, and it's just funny how.
But I see it differently now than I see it then. So this is now 10 years, and I think the people, that album just got bought by everybody, right? So the kids that are now adults, or anybody that was underage to go out at that time frame, liked that album, and they just listened to the album front to back. So I it totally makes sense to me now, exactly why it works.
That's the same album as like My Humps, right? Don't Funk with My Heart, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Don't Funk with My Heart. I haven't heard
Oh,
that one in
yeah, that
forever.
terrible.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, they were like so close to each other. But I got another one. If that one crushed for you, you know which one I get so many requests for at private events that might need something new. And I think the guy from Party Rock, was it Goon, did this.
Goon,
It's a Goon Rock. Is it Goon
Goon
Rock?
Rock? Or...
Anyways, yeah, but he did a little Party Never Hurt Nobody. It's Fergie solo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's with it was in the movie with Leo, the Gatsby,
Oh,
right?
Gatsby. Yeah. Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby. Yeah.
Yep.
I put it in the same vein as that. That song gets requested all the time, and it never fucking works. But if it was remixed better, because it's just a bad version of Party Rock Anthem. So I think a newer remix could, with the theme of it, could work.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I agree. The vocal is really good on that. Like that's a
Yeah.
song I forgot about actually too. I used to play it a couple years back, but like now it's just like, oh wait, now I might start playing that again, honestly.
Well, I'm throwing you that for a remix.
I guess I
there's
gotta
a
make
remix
one.
idea.
I guess I gotta make one.
I need that remix to come out. I'll start dropping that one. That'll be the one. Just send it over. That's all I
I got
ask.
you. I got you. I got you.
I'm trying to see what album it's on, and Pump It
It's like
was
the-
on
the
the
red
20.
one?
Yes.
Is that 2011 or 2012?
No, this one's earlier than that. This one's
Oh, yeah?
2006.
No way.
2006. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez,
because
there you
Boom
go.
Boom Pow came out after in 2009, which My Humps was, I think, with this one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That was like I Gotta Feel It, Meet Me Halfway, that one other album. The
Dude,
The
which
End
is
or something.
crazy because there's hits on that one. It's Boom Boom Pow, Rock That Body, Meet Me Halfway, I'm a Bee, I Got a Feeling. Let's see what else is on here.
Well, Elefante was 2004, 2005, and then they had this one. I think everything Black Eyed Peas right now has been doing great for me. So
Yeah.
it all makes sense,
Yeah.
I think the timing of it's perfect. It's really good. No,
Yeah.
that's money.
Thanks.
So that
Yeah, I
Fergie
gotta-
one,
gotta look.
that might be the move right there.
Yeah, we'll slap your name on it too. We'll do a
No,
little.
I don't just send it over, man. And we'll push it, dude. I don't want nothing. The
I
fact
love
that
it.
we talked about it on the episode's enough. That's all you.
I love it.
That the little party never killed nobody. I've gotten some requests for that song over the years. I do have a version. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. The one that I play. It's not like the best.
Yeah.
It's just like the only playable one that that I found over the years.
So right
Maybe it is
before
that one you're talking about, Drew. The Goon Rock.
Well, Goon Rock did produce the whole thing, so that's the original. But the idea of that song, why it was so funny and it just blew up again, is right before COVID hit, everybody was trying to do 2020 like flapper parties, and that song, the video is all flappered, like all about Gatsby.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, that song was super prevalent for a minute, and then COVID fucked everything.
Yeah, I don't have any. I used to have one remix that was like an Oliver Heldens vibe, but I don't know what. I got nothing
Of a
else.
of a party?
Of
I
Party
didn't
Never
realize
Killed Him.
Q-Tips on that record too. That's wild.
It just came out too late. You know, it was like when Red Foo did what's the piano one? Uh what's that one? It's so bad. It was like Red Foo it did well in the charts, but it was just such a bad song.
Let's Get Ridiculous. Was that one?
No. Oh, fuck, dude. What was
Booty Man.
I'm like I don't remember either. I know what you're talking about vaguely. Everything I
Right.
Need.
No. Hold
Brand
on.
New Day.
No.
Juicy Wiggle. New
Juicy
Thing.
Wiggle. Juicy Wiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when it's like this. I would be surprised if Green Rock did it, but it's the same everything. It was just like they were still trying to milk that already tired vibe. And Juicy Wiggle was like kind of probably I know it blew up for him. It was in like cartoons, and I want to say it was in the Chipmunks movie, but I don't know.
So okay, since we're still talking music here, we're gonna talk a little Serato top 5. Drew and I have done this for a while with people, and it's not always the same, or the numbers are sometimes can be skewed. And actually, I'm just gonna read off mine because they've changed a little bit here, real quick. My top 5 played right now is the Scooter Rude Boy, the VMA edit, Joe Maz edit of Lollipop, Scooter's Drake One Dance, Don't Lie, and LMFAO Shots. So my sets are super basic, as you can see from my top 5 songs. But no, we could talk what your top 5 are or whatever.
It's weird
and we could talk some new music as well.
It's weird because my top 5 is all Angelo the Kid remixes, dude.
Wow, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go. A Little Party Never Killed Nobody is gonna be number 1 when that's done. You know,
That's gonna be the number 1 for sure.
Amazing. Yeah. So what I got is it's pretty much my favorite song to play right now is it's actually a Wookiee edit. It's the We Like to Party Vanga Boys into Club Action. And it's like it just goes off every time. Like I've never seen like rooms just explode over that track. I don't know if you guys ever heard that one.
I know the Vanga Boys. I know it's one of Drew's favorite songs.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've heard that actual version, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's like 150 BPM, and it goes into like this like vocal chop. It's like fuck that shit. Say I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
And it loops into that, and then goes into Vanga Boys, and the place explodes every time. Every time.
I definitely need that because I do play that all the time. I DJ video as well. So when I had I'm in Southern California, and that song was used for Magic Mountain for our theme park over here. So it would always come on, and it has this really creepy old man like doing this stupid dance. And anyways, that's what it reminds me of. So I had a video made with that. So I probably need that edit to.
I got you.
I'll
send it over to you. That's a Six Flags song. Six Flags song.
Yeah,
can't beat
yeah,
it.
Six Flags. Man, that's Magic Mountain. That's Magic Mountain. It's Six Flags. I didn't know if that was like. I know Six Flags is everywhere, but I didn't know if that was like their theme for everywhere. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that one I got. Another one I always play is it's Unwritten. No, it's Holla Back Girl into Unwritten. I think whose that is that?
Holla Back into Unwritten. Wow.
Yeah, it's like the instrumental of Holla Back Girl, and then it goes into Unwritten, and then I'll usually build that up into Pat C's edit of Unwritten, and it's like a 128 slap house.
You made this?
So no,
I know it's like Frankenstein together, like, but did you like put it all together?
I usually do it live, if anything.
Oh,
So
dope.
It's a lot of fun. I've been using the sync button a lot too. I don't know if that's a problem.
No, not at all. Actually, I'd love to hear you talk about how you use it because we had JD on, and I know you play at Shrine.
Yeah. So I'm starting there next month. My first set. So
yeah. So JD was on. He was talking all about how he uses sync for the same style of things, and I started using. I was on turntables. I play on every different style setup, so I was on turntables recently, and man, you just got to keep hitting sync like every fucking time. It almost seems anticlimactic that I got to keep
So
hitting shit.
I only use it for transitions from one BPM to another. So I believe
Yeah.
it's Smart Sync I have on, and usually I'm at 100 BPM. If I want to bring it up to 128, I'll usually do like again, like I'll do like the unwritten, like the 100 BPM edit into the 128 edit, and pretty much I'll just line up the vocals when they're on the build up, and then I'll start bringing it up slowly, and it brings up both songs at the same time. So it's pretty much just bringing 100 to 128, but I'll do that for any BPM usually.
And this is on CDJs.
Yeah, Serato. So
Yeah, right.
that's like the main
Well-
reason I don't like Record Box, because that's like my favorite thing to do is those transitions.
Well, as a producer, I'm just curious why you would prefer to do it live versus like pre-making it.
I don't know. I get like I ruin the point of DJing sometimes. Like I could do that, but sometimes I love doing it live. You know, like it's just so much fun.
He likes
I love
to DJ, Drew. Leave him alone.
I'm impressed by that. I'm just asking questions. You know, this is what it is. But
Yeah.
that's impressive to me. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. You know, you're flipping through these edits. That's dope. It's fun.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's something I've always done, you know, and I just love it. I think if I fully like switch over to sticks, I might have to make a couple private edits like that. So
Yeah, the instant double feature on the sticks probably isn't as good as the Serato instant double, where you can flip things over and do that. That's something I would miss a whole lot on the sticks. I feel like as instant double. I mean, going kind of back on that, but yeah. Anyway, you have any other songs, big songs that are working, or ones that you've been playing as well?
I mean the temperature satisfaction Revis edit, it's always works. One of my favorites, and then like we'll go back to Black Eyed Peas. My Humps is just like always works as well, and I usually do the headliner edit, but there's probably about 50 remixes of My Humps, and I think it needs to stop. So
It could switch over to Fergalicious. I mean, it's basically an interchangeable song. It's the
Yeah.
same song, right?
Fergalicious was actually one of my least favorite songs for a while too, but I started playing it recently. I just don't like the arrangement of the song sometimes. Like it's just like, okay, they want to keep hearing the vocal. Like every time they were like, all right, what's the next? Like every verse is so good in that song. So like they're just like, the crowd is like, all right, I want to hear the next one. I'm like, I gotta let it drag out sometimes. So
Did you see the Saturday Night Live did a Black Eyed Peas thing? Lizzo was on the episode. If you haven't seen it, seriously look it up. It's the funniest shit I've ever watched, because they're talking about the lyrics for I Got a Feeling, you know, and they're like, okay, what are you thinking next? And they're like, you know, they go over a line, Muzzle Toff, you know, just throw out some like basically the song's so dumb, and they're just throwing out, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. And they're like, oh, that's good. It's so good. We love the lyrics. And when they really break it down on the video, it's just like, it's so bad. Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday.
I Got a Feeling. I haven't played that in a while either. It's another one.
I've actually stopped playing that song, and then in the last couple months I started playing it again because I was out somewhere and heard somebody else play it, and it did pretty well. And then, like, for the longest time, I just was not getting a reaction out of that song at all, and
Yeah.
it's been working pretty well for me recently.
It's like all these songs have phases, you know. They become popular, they get corny, and then they're popular again, you know. So it's crazy. Maybe I'll try it out this weekend or something. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like that's one that I've never really had a good like remix of, or I don't know. I haven't seen many recently of it too, so I would try to find personally, you know, I might try to find something else to try to make with it, just because.
Yeah.
Well, I think a good blend of it, using the what's that piano, the dun 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 dun, and then have it coming into like a different vocal that's more of
Yeah.
a sing along for
Yeah.
the shock value, and then into a drop, I think could be pretty pretty powerful. Just because if you flip it in that kind of way to where it doesn't come into the cheesiness.
I agree. I think it's the vocal, like the instrumental. I like the instrumental. It's cool, and then
Yeah.
you can have it drop into something else, you know. So
Yeah. Yep.
Totally. You got any more for us there?
no, I think that's it for
That's,
Serato. I
that's it.
think that's it.
All right, cool.
It's a great set. That's a great
yeah.
list, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
We
We
like
get
Tawuki. Got to check it out.
Yeah, we like
the
Tawuki.
Bengals.
We'll have to get that one. I have to get on his you said he's got the Patreon, so I might have to get on that.
I'll send you. I've been sending his Dropbox to everyone, so I got you. I'll send you all the stuff that I have.
Perfect. I appreciate that.
Love that.
We get from the listeners all the time that when we have people on and that are DJing out a lot, that they like hearing, just the talking about music and stuff. It's just one thing that doesn't happen on a lot of other podcasts and stuff. So we love chatting a little music. It's like, getting to hear, if you don't get to get out much and hear other DJs, it's a way of getting to hear what's current and what's fresh. So
Yeah,
we appreciate you chatting some music with us.
of course.
We'll do let's see. Drew,
We touched on social media, but I know we touched on it in the rapid fire, but maybe we could go a little bit more in depth about it if you have anything else to talk about. Maybe just tips and tricks. I feel what you're doing is like true to yourself and honest, and I like that versus some of the the corny stuff that is out there. I don't know how to walk that line, but
Yeah,
might be something we could talk about a little bit more. We have the travel tips and new tech. I don't know. Is there anything that hits you on those?
So I mean, yeah, we can keep going on social media. I have some stuff for sure I can talk about.
Let me run this. Let me run our social media video here real quick, and then we could talk. We could talk some social media out here.
1, 2, 3, oh! Drew and Fuse, all shook up, you hound dogs. Don't be cruel. It is now or never. Let's talk social media.
Love it.
Dude, Forrest Gump taught Elvis how to dance. Can't forget that.
We got all these legacy artists that are coming back from the dead for us, so it's pretty amazing.
Oh, amazing. I mean, Elvis now for sure. Like, I've gotten a couple of requests for, I guess, that new Doja Cat too. The new Doja Cat song, Vegas. Like, they're all obsessed with that. So listen, I don't mind it.
I made a quick what do you call it? Like a little OG interest, like a slam edit. I could send it to you.
Hell yeah.
It's funny. I play it. It's literally the OG song for like 8 to 10 seconds, and people are like, "Man, what the hell? Like, what's this guy doing?" And then the song hits in, and then it's like, "Oh, big reaction," So I love that. I love getting to play those.
Yeah, I love, especially like fooling the crowd like that. And when they're like, "What the hell is this?" and they're like, "Oh," like.
Totally. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little more social media. One of the things that we were saying is that we love how the way you've been doing social media stuff. It seems really organic. Do you want to tell us just any kind of tips or tricks you got for stuff?
Yeah, so I think Instagram is obviously the biggest thing right now too, and obviously TikTok as well. But like a little bit on Instagram and just being your social media in general. I think the way I go about it and how I started was pretty much mimicking someone, but doing it in your own way. Especially if you're lost and you're stuck. I knew the route I wanted to go and how I want to do it, and I look at some, I take a little bit from everyone. I'll see some big open format DJs. What do they post? I want to see exactly what they're doing and stuff. Okay, I like that. And then I'll look at some people that are putting out remixes and what they're putting out. And then I'll also look at TikTok influencers or what are they doing on Instagram to carry over. So I think that's pretty big. That's a strategy that I've been following the last like 2-3 years. So.
All right, so you're leaning on Instagram first over TikTok. That's the first time I've heard that. I feel like everyone kind of is reposting all their TikTok shit to Instagram versus how you're saying you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, so TikTok, I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with it and just try and just some stuff going on at home, like moving and stuff it's been a little bit hard, but I've been realizing like, the reels have been okay. Haven't seen any of the same engagement as TikTok to reels. But when I post my TikToks to my story, I get way more engagement, for sure. And I'll get, compared to, 300, 400 views, it'll be 1,200 to 2,000 views, when I'm doing that.
So I'm sorry to ask all the questions. So
No, you're
you
good.
do push. You're still pushing your stories because a lot of people have been talking. I still like my stories, but a lot of people have been saying like they want to just push the. It's better to just push everything onto reels and not be still leaning on your stories as much.
So I've heard, both sides. I've heard that reels have kind of been falling off a little bit recently because everyone's doing it now, and now everyone's posting pictures as reels. And once that happens, it's just going to kind of get all flustered. So, yeah, I don't know the relationship between stories to feed yet, and I'm trying to figure that out. But I know with stories, like I'll usually start off my first story with something that's going to be the most engaged. So whether I think I'm going to get the most shares or replies on it, that'll get a lot of attention, and it'll carry on throughout my 5 to 7 stories, for that day. So that's how
This
I've
is
been.
every day. Every day you're doing something like that.
Yeah, usually every day, every other day, I'll think about what I have going on the weekend of, or if I have a remix coming out that week. It's all depending on what's going on. So, it's very interesting what blows up and or like what gets a lot of traction, what doesn't. So it's interesting to me for sure.
Do you ever repost it to different parts of it? So say you start on the reel and it doesn't do anything, so then you're like, okay, let me just re-put it on the story.
So, I yeah, so with reels, I'll usually repost it on the story. I'll always do that, and then I'll never post reels and not post it to my feed because it just doesn't do anything for me. Like I never get any traction at all. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been like always in my head about the whole aesthetic for your page and stuff, but I don't really think that matters a lot sometimes. I think sometimes it does, but I also think if you're getting a lot of engagement on just these random posts, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I feel like Instagram doesn't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. Like everybody I talk to, I'm like, yo, what's going on anymore? Like I don't even know. It used to be where it's like you could make a post between this day and this day at this time, on a Wednesday at 4, and you would get the most, engagement and this and that and the strategy behind it. Now it's just like there is none. You're just fucking throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, they're winging it completely. Just it's different every month compared, what's big. Reels now, pictures is big. Like they can't make up their mind.
Yeah, and it almost seems like any of the videos that are like, and I'm kind of hearing this from what Drew and I were talking a little bit about it earlier, is like any of the videos that are like almost overproduced videos like that you make into a reel, like don't do well. It's like the super
Yeah.
ones where people are like, kind of like yours with what you're doing, right? It's like super quick and organic. Or like I see videos of people like sitting in their fucking car, like, blah, 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 and
Yeah.
like, how is this guy sitting in his car
Yeah.
blowing up? But like, the nice produced video that looks
Yep.
good doesn't do shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And like, yeah, like I've seen iPhone videos at shows of like big DJs at shows. They're taking an iPhone video and it's blowing up, or even just a regular DJ, someone that just had something blow up out of nowhere. Like it's a regular iPhone video. And then also I never post anything, I guess widescreen. I post everything by 9:16 for anything on Instagram too.
I would
videos.
say that's the best advice you could give anybody is if they're not already doing that, you just look old if you're posting widescreen. You know, it's we just did that because we have a new outro video, and the outro video, I mean, there's just no way of reproducing it up and down. So
Yeah.
we did put bars on it, but it's black and white so that it looks it fits the part, but it's still, I mean, it's the best you could do for what it is. There's no other way to showcase it. We could post it on YouTube, but it just don't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah. We can blame TikTok for that easily. Definitely blame TikTok for that.
Totally. It's weird as you know, the YouTube's even got the shorts now, and Drew and I have been talking about YouTube shorts and this and that. It's like, at what point can they just fix the app so, like, if the video is, you know, this way, you just turn your phone and then all of a sudden it's a full length
Yeah.
video. I don't understand why Instagram can't come up with that. Like, they can do all this other shit. They can figure out if you like this thing and like this thing, then you're gonna like this thing.
Yeah.
And they can listen to me talk and put an ad in front of me,
Yeah.
but they can't let the camera turn.
They can do
So,
whatever they want though. That's the thing, you know, like they could be the shittiest app in the world and they're still gonna have people on that app. That's the problem, you know?
yeah, it sucks.
Are you leaning on the YouTube shorts at all? Have you tried that?
You know, YouTube is something I really want to get into for all my music and something to definitely get in. And I've heard people just blowing up on YouTube because of it. You know, they get the most traction on YouTube compared to SoundCloud and all that other stuff. So I have to. That's my priority within the next month or two to get that going and get all my music up there for sure. But I haven't thought about the shorts yet. No.
I'm curious with you know, all of your success with social media, have you found that this is really translated into a lot of new shows, or do you think it's like the production?
So it's all. I think so. For shows, I think the best thing is like growing your fan base for sure. You know, I think that should be number one. And it has to do with everything going around it, music, mixes,
Right.
doing everything, you know, TikTok. So that, like I played in Cincinnati, Fuse, like I played at Gallup
Yeah.
Park. The guy, Joey, who booked me, the way he found me, I was on I was a guest on like someone's radio show. He said, "Oh, I have them here in a couple months. Like I listened to your mix and I loved your mix. Like let's talk about getting you down here. What's going on?" And then when he heard my mix, he saw my whole page. He saw everything that I had going on, you know, my music mixes. So I think it's important to have everything going on. Just a little bit of everything for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's the whole brand. It's the whole package. You're definitely pushing that on every aspect. So I was just curious if one was pushing the other, and it kind of sounds like they all blend into each
Yeah.
other. So that's good.
Yeah. I think for new shows, it's a little mix of everything. You know, it's you know, show and face. It's like a little bit of networking, a little bit of, you know, social media, and then definitely music for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, you got new management. It's you, Rivas, Costa, and the management's called New Wave Management. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that, and like what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so that's it's the owner of Trio and their talent person Kelsey. They're pretty much running the new management team, and you know, we're just looking to kind of get in the open format market around the country. We have a lot of connections, and a lot of people have been reaching out for me, and I personally don't know really how to handle a lot of that stuff. I'm not good with it, and I was giving some stuff to them beforehand, and they, you know, now we're like, you know, let's start something fresh. You know, we kind of want to be just a new team out there, and I think it'd be cool, you know, to be part of all these amazing you know, teams like 4am, Scam, like Rich Group, like all these. We want to be, you know, up to that level. So you know, it's cool to be part of something in the beginning, and we'll see how it goes. I'm here with them doing content as well, so really excited about that for sure.
It's a great
That's
lineup. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a good push. You guys are all putting out really dope shit. So it's a good push. I like it.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything you're
Totally.
thinking of? It's any to differentiate yourselves at all to push it? I mean, we hear all types of people say, having a manager is you almost have to have your fan base first. So I know now you're getting all these calls, so it does make a lot of sense for you. Is that something? Maybe telling the other DJs, I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need a manager until you're really getting all these calls coming through. Or do you find that it it helps? I'm sorry, I'm being so confusing. Do you
No,
find
you're
that it
good.
helps that you do have that manager to talk and ask these questions?
So I was obviously doing everything on my own for a little bit, and I was traveling a little bit here and there, but I wasn't really happy with my market at home. I think that was part of it, and I was like, okay, I needed to take a step, and I also think it looks very professional to have a management team as well.
Yeah.
Um, and like there a lot of places they don't really like they don't mind the management team, but they don't really like a one manager guy that hey, I'm his manager, but they don't really know what they're doing. I think it's important, have someone that professionally knows what they're doing for sure, and that is in that field. um and yeah, but I think the biggest thing when I said I needed management was I was just like, I wasn't really happy with at home. Like I wanted, my rate to come up and stuff. So I just started backing out on gigs and started taking a lot of gigs that were willing to, pay me more and take care of me travel wise. So um yeah, I hope that answers the question kind of.
No, it does totally.
Yeah.
Why I bring it up is, I've been working when COVID hit. I basically gave up all of my. I was managing people back home, and so I gave that up. I was like, you know what, I don't want to do that no more. I want to just go back to being a talent. And after I did it, I've been working with a couple different companies, and I love it because I don't have to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly.
wants me to do extra work, I just say, "Hey, you handle it."
Yeah.
So I like that little bit of a buffer, but I do feel what you're saying is very important for people to understand. Don't just have your buddy be the manager.
Yeah. Yeah,
make
exactly.
it official, make it a true thing. So the fact that you guys are teaming up and putting this out, I think is legit. So
Yeah, and like we understand, we're starting from day one, so all of us, so we're ready to just put out content and help out however we can, especially with new waves. So
Oh, I think that's great. I think I've always struggled myself with being like the guy that can sell himself. Like there's tons of things for me. Like I do the Fit Radio stuff. I have like 25 million plus plays on that. I've been working with that company for almost 10 years now. And
yeah,
I've done the stuff with DMS. The same with Drew. He's done stuff with DMS, but it's like I don't want to sell myself. And there's people that I consider like friends too. So like once you start talking about business, it's like
yeah,
starts getting awkward where it's like, yeah, but we're friends. So you should do it for this. And it's like,
yeah,
yo, but no, and I always struggle with that. That's one thing within
yeah.
my career I've always struggled with.
There's also like, especially being in your hometown too, definitely hard for sure. I might be moving to Charlotte actually, which is a big possibility to because Charleston, they're opening up a club in Charlotte as well. So I might be out there to kind of be the resident and eyes over there, but I would still be able to travel and everything. So we'll see what happens with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've
Real
never
quick,
been over there. I need
I've,
to I need to make that trip.
Charlotte, yeah, or
I
Charleston.
all
So
the above.
Charleston, yeah. So Charleston is an awesome, awesome city. It's like one. I mean, there's a lot to do there, but there's one street of just all bars, and
Yeah.
they have like only two nightclubs there. And it's just so much fun. Such a fun time. And then Charlotte is like it's a bigger city. They have a downtown area, but then they have all these little areas with just everything's growing. Like every restaurant's brand new, every bar is brand new. It's a really, really cool areas for sure. So
That's awesome. I've been to Charleston. I was there for like a night. I played somebody's wedding down there, and then I went out after the wedding and hopped around to a few different places, and that was the extent of me going out in Charleston.
yeah,
But it was cool. I enjoyed when I was there, so love to
yeah,
make it back down there. It's got a lot of cool history too.
definitely, yeah.
So real quick, we can do some travel tips if you want.
Hey,
C3PO here. Drew and Fuse, I hear you love technology. What are some new gadgets you guys love? Oh no, R2, stop being so foolish. Let's hear about your new tech. Time to go. Master Luke needs me.
I love it.
These are all brand new too, by the way. These are all debuting on your episode. This is
There we
pretty
go.
cool.
Love it. Love it.
All right. So new
Okay.
tech, any new tech you're into, anything DJ wise, any electronic wise, producer, anything, just anything new technology you're into.
So I'm gonna be very specific in Serato, but I'm going to talk about the beat jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before beat jump, I was pretty much auto looping, like to jump into songs. I was auto looping, so I wanted to jump 16 beats, auto loop, and then I would bring it back, and then I would have to unloop and then go to that whatever part I wanted to go to, and I was doing that for a good like year and a half probably, and then like everyone's like, why the hell are you doing that when you could just be on beat jump? And I'm like, oh, I started using beat jump. I'm like, oh my god, this is literally amazing. Like this is like a cheat code, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to set up cue points anymore. Like you literally, I can, if I know there's 16 beats left until the intro, the whatever, like this until like I want to get into the next song. I'm like, okay, let me go to 8 beats, keep jumping 8 beats, and I'll get in by the time it's done, you know? So I think beat jump for sure has like been changed for like I've been in love for sure. So
I use beat jump to actually set my cue points, and it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm curious, hearing you say this, do you are you able to have your laptop in front of you? Because I think if I was relying on some of these little features without having it mapped to the CDJ or whatever, I would just be glued to my laptop. Are you able to have it in front of you, or how are you doing that?
yeah, I'm usually either in front or to the right. Is where I usually like it. But I just found out about the mapping feature. I didn't realize I can map it to controllers as well, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So I've been doing that recently too. But I've always been everything laptop hotkeys and everything hotkeys, and then I'll do the beat jump on my laptop. I forget what I put it at. I do like two of the keys.
That's dope, dude. I gotta start using it live. I use it to make
Totally.
my cue points, because I do the same, where you're just like, you go on there, you're like, it's at 16. I'm like, pop, 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 and I hit like 5 cue points. I'm
Yeah.
done. It's
Yeah.
great.
So I love it. It's so much fun to use. It just makes it easier to mix too, for sure.
So that's a great tip. Anything else?
Totally. I got one
Oh.
here. So, Drew and I have been advocates for this Insta360 camera. People always message us, "Hey man, where do you get this camera from?" And I always say, "Well, if you were listening to the podcast since day one, you'd be hearing us talk about these things. So don't ask me questions that you can't be answered on the podcast, right?" So they came out with a new one and I got it. It is the X3 right here. So it's got a larger screen here, as you can tell. It also shoots in 5K. So I had it out this weekend, and we had a little blacklight party at the club that I play. It was like a glow party, so I was having a hard time getting the lighting right with it. But if you look at the most recent reel I posted on Instagram, you can see the beginning with the strobes, how super crispy clear the footage is with this thing. So I'm excited to use this version more. I had the X2 and I sold it off and then went out and got this X3 right away. So I'm happy
I'll be
about
selling
that.
my X2 if anybody's interested.
I might maybe we'll see. I might be interested for sure. I've been seeing everyone use it, and it comes out insane. Those videos.
Dude, it's so easy to use. Some
It's
of the
very
best
easy
stuff
to
is
use.
you just put it on the stick and you hit record or you hit stop, and then the second you see something, it's like having a film crew at your event without doing anything.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what's nice. Like, like if you hand your buddy a phone, you're like, "Bro, you just missed the shot." Like,
Yeah.
the shot was hands up, down, and you missed it. Like, right?
That's so funny.
The nice thing about the 360 is like you literally set it in a good spot and it takes footage everywhere. So it'll be getting footage of you while getting footage of the crowd, and then you can, change it. It's super
But
nice.
You can edit it, right? And like
Yeah,
make
post-
exactly
yep.
shot.
The
Yep.
tip that I would say is to re-record your audio live too, so then you input the actual recorded audio instead of the crappy microphone audio.
You can kind of combine it too if you wanted to. So like if you got like a little bit because you want to get the crowd screaming or something, so that'd be cool.
Exactly, but you everything's done post-production, so all that the full edit's all done after the fact. So
Yeah.
you can basically have any angle. It's amazing. It's totally worth it. If you're interested, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about it afterwards. I'll definitely might be
All right.
interested.
All right. One final question. We've been calling it the sauce. What is one final takeaway you would like the listeners of the show to kind of just take away from this episode today?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can find me on Instagram at Angelo The Kid, and then SoundCloud Angelo The Kid. I have a ton of remixes and edits, and if you're a DJ that's just trying to get into the club scene, I would say, because I started in the private event, and I still do private events both, but I just keep going, and I would just keep putting as much content as possible, sharing your mixes to everyone and all your friends, and every listen counts, and every supporter counts, and take care of those people, and always practice. DJing, if you're always looking to get better, always practice. But I would also say, first know what to play before knowing how to play. I think that's big. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it from me. So
I didn't know you were doing private events before this. That's something I would have liked to talk about. So you're doing that, and you're not doing them anymore. It was kind of.
I do. I don't really promote them under Angelo The Kid, but I just I do weddings here and there for sure. I've been doing it since I first started DJing. So and I'll lead weddings once in a while and stuff. So it's fun for sure.
I think the takeaway for me about what you just said is, if you do want to go into the space, understand you want to go into the space and build your brand and build your whole identity. But there's nothing wrong with still taking work and doing the stuff, but just know what part falls into what lane, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like knowing, exactly, Lane. If you're trying to go the nightclub and wedding route and like promoting it, make sure you know that. And, if you're trying to separate two things, like make sure you separate it. Knowing your brand is the biggest thing too.
And if you were, I mean, I think the path that you're going, you're gonna blow up into more of like a festival style. So even leaning into your private events is probably a waste of time. But for me, I still do private events and I still do big clubs. So I do find being able to tell the private event people that I do that as a positive.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh,
walking that
like
line.
I think couples now too, they love it. They love that, having a club DJ as their wedding DJ too. Well, what's his name's crushing it too? Nick Scalici, no, not Nick
Spinelli.
Spinelli. I'm sorry. There's another DJ, Nick Scalici. Sorry about that.
No, Nick Spinelli. He's definitely crushing it right now. He's doing both, and he's doing it backwards from you. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. He was doing weddings, and now he's trying to do clubs and still do the wedding. So he's walking that line. And hey, we talk about it all the time. I think, being a well-rounded DJ and doing both is very important. But knowing, don't play that festival track at the wedding unless they really want it, I guess. But for the most part, know what it is. And I think dude, make your money. I think both. I think the lines are starting to blur, and it's okay, and it's kind of exciting.
I think wedding DJs are some of the best DJs out there too, compared to a lot of other DJs. You learn a lot of music, you know a lot of stuff, and you got to play everything. It makes you a much better DJ for sure.
Well, it's got to help with your bootlegs, because the way you're talking is like you're like, oh yeah, I know that, and I know this, and it makes me think that you really study music, and you're paying attention to the craft. And I think some club DJs don't get that training of seeing everybody, right? They're like, oh, this is my age group, 21 to 25. and they miss the whole age group of
Yeah.
Once you grow as a club DJ, you realize that the ages change over, and so if you're always doing events for all types of ages, you're able to grow with them.
Yep.
So
Yep. I agree.
Totally. Well, we appreciate you coming on today and chatting with us. Real quick, one more time, will you tell everybody where they can find you again?
Yeah, so at Angelo the Kid on Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, Angelo the Kid. I have some free bootlegs on there and mashup packs. You can always DM me for mashups too. I'll usually send you guys a folder if you want one. And I'm also an exclusive editor on. Well, I don't actually. It's another.
Oh, go for
no,
it.
say it. No,
Okay.
we don't care.
Okay.
We rep everybody, dude. Honestly, just DMS is like our thing.
Our
but
home
we,
base.
we
Yeah.
tell-
You
we
guys
tell
are awesome.
everybody-
For real.
We tell
You
every single person to have multiple record pools. We don't have at no point should you only have one. So
Hell yeah. So exclusive editor on a digital music pool. So, but
Awesome.
I'll post some free stuff too besides them as well, and I'll send them out. You guys always end up posting my stuff too, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. No
yeah,
problem.
anything you want to share, we're always willing to post. So if you send
Totally.
it over, we're happy to put it up. And no, dude, you've been killing it, and I definitely need to get on that email thing. Is there like a Patreon you're doing, or how is that all coming out?
I'm not. Usually I just put it on SoundCloud, but I'll just share. I have a Dropbox folder. I'll share to people. So I got you guys after this, and I'll share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, once again, that's going to wrap up the show today. Shout out to all the punks for listening. Make sure you rate and review the podcast on iTunes. Make sure you check out the affiliate link below. You can still save 30% off your first month of direct music service if you haven't with promo code Drew and Fuse Show. Hit up that YOLO line 562-246 YOLO. And until next time, we'll see you guys.
Peace.
Peace, guys. Thank you.